Hey guys, this is Colin.
And this is Ben.
From Blackjack
.com.
And we're here.
Where are we? This is exciting. We are recording live. It's never going to be live for you, but I just like saying that. We are going to be recording live from St. George, Utah.
That's right. We've been here for, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah. St. George, Utah, you might be asking, where is that? And to that I would tell you, it's about an hour and a half, actually probably about an hour 45 minutes, depending on how you're driving, from Las Vegas, driving distance.
That's right.
And we are in a state that doesn't allow gambling, hardly allows alcohol or coffee. So it's very different from Las Vegas. But we just got back from Vegas, spending, 10 days there?
10 days.
And we have a lot of exciting stuff to talk about. So in this podcast, we're specifically going to be talking about the latest Blackjack Bootcamp and Advanced Bootcamp recap, as well as the video course that we just filmed.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
I know. It was a long time ago.
What was that?
And, hang on, that's not it. For this podcast, we're tossing in a bonus Ben and Colin's Vegas Top 10 Advanced Preview Sneak Peek.
I don't even know what that is, but
I know.
I'm excited.
Well, we'll get there. It'll blow Colin away, too, as well as you listeners out there in Card County land.
Where should we start? The boot camp?
That's probably the obvious place to start.
All right.
I mean,
boot camp.
So, this is what? Boot camp number...
It was number 12. And
Number 12.
This one was weird because usually they're about 4 months apart. We used to do 2 a year. Now we're doing 3 a year. But we did one in November. And the last day before we left Vegas after the last boot camp, we were saying, well, when are we going to do the next one? And we thought, the Blackjack Ball is going to be in January. And it felt too soon to do another boot camp because we just finished one. But we said, hey, let's go for it. We'll do an extravaganza. We're going to talk about the ball on another podcast. But we did a quick turnaround. We announced it right away. It filled up pretty quickly. And lo and behold, we were able to do boot camp, ball, advanced boot camp in about 36 hours?
Oh my gosh, that's so hectic. We had to change some things for this boot camp because normally we start these things at noon.
Card counter time.
And they go to 10 p.m. Or 11 or 12 or something ridiculous. But this one we start at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Which Colin and I are family guys. So actually, it more fits our schedule. But we do sympathize with the card counter out there.
With the guys that showed up that had been playing till 6 a.m.
You know what? I don't sympathize for those guys.
We told them to get some sleep.
We told them on the email, sleep, but people get swept up in Vegas. But anyways.
You know what?
What?
When you got a high true count,
I don't think that's what it was, though.
What do you expect them
These
to do?
guys staying up till 6 a.m., they were not waiting for high true counts. I can guarantee that. Which is a bit unfortunate, but that is the way of things. So this boot camp, there's a lot to talk about. One is Tommy Highland showed up, and he's showed up a couple times. When I say a couple, I mean, I don't know, a lot actually, probably 5 times, right?
Probably. Which is a crazy honor.
It is. It's super cool. This time he brought it. I felt like he brought it. Not that he didn't bring it the other times, but he brought it. So we'll talk about that. Also, before we even get into that, some guy shows up to our boot camp with $1,500.
Yeah. So the backstory was the boot camp was full, but in the last 3 days before the boot camp, 2 people had to cancel. One guy was
happens.
Yeah, one guy was really sick. The other guy, he just said, "I'm not going to make it." And so there was a guy. I won't say his name, but it might have started with an A. And he said, hey, my cousin and I are coming. And I was like, oh, great. We've got spots for you. But it was so close to the boot camp, they said, we'll just bring cash. And when we hear cash, we're assuming dollar bills.
Like U.S. dollars.
Yeah.
Not to be confused with Canadian dollars. Not to be confused with money from the Bahamas, which they just use U.S. dollars, basically.
Yeah, legal tender. That's what I expected. Not
an IOU.
pelts or
beaver pelts.
Yeah,
clamshells.
Not beaver pelts, not ancient coins.
By the way, pause. Do you know why U.S. dollars are called greenbacks?
I don't.
Guess.
Because they're green.
Where?
Wrong.
Where?
Oh.
Check this out. Let me show you this. They're actually green on one side.
Oh.
Did you ever notice? Like,
Jeez.
if you pull out money, it's actually green on one side, and then
More-
the
more green.
other side is printed with black ink. This is 95% black ink on that side. And on the
Interesting.
other side, it's green ink. That's why they're called
Ah.
greenbacks. And I learned that when I went to the engraving bureau in Washington, D.C., where they print money, not to be confused with a mint, where they make coins.
Yeah.
But that's where I learned that.
Fascinating.
Yeah, I thought so. Anyways.
The more you know.
So this person does not bring greenbacks. They bring $1,500 in Bellagio chips.
He said, here you go.
And not only are they Bellagio chips, it's a yellow chip and a purple chip, which purple's fine, $500. Yellow, $1,000 chip. Those are like cancer to us. We don't want those.
Yeah. I think after the second or third time I got backed off at Bellagio, my ability to cash out large denomination chips decreased.
In fact, we had so many problems with these chips that when we ran our team, at some point we virtually outlawed yellow chips. Because, well, there's two things I want to... This is a mini soapbox here. This is no longer about the boot camp. But cash out your chips. Unless you're a regular and you live at a place...
Oh, yeah.
It's not... People say, oh, I'll come back. And then things change. You know, your aunt dies...
Or the casino changed it. There was a casino that changed their chips.
But people, they don't want to cash chips because they're afraid to.
Yeah.
But you'll get through it. You know, just go up there. They might ask for your ID. It's going to happen. Yes, they're probably going to know you're a high roller. Whatever. Cash out the chips. Don't say you're going to do it next time. Because what this person... So not only did they try and slap off $1,500 chips to us, and then they said, oh, can't your wives do it? By the way, getting to Bellagio takes 45 freaking minutes when you take into account the parking garage, the valet, getting to the strip.
Well, and he's assuming
whatever.
My wife isn't backed off,
Yeah.
which she is. So
If you're a founding partner of BlackjackApprenticeship.com, your wife has been backed off of at least one casino. That's basically a rule of thumb. So we would not let our players carry around yellow or higher, just because it's such a pain. And then we talked to the same person afterwards, and he says, "Oh man, I got to go to the airport, but I have chips from 4 different casinos."
Oh, did he say that?
Yes, he did say that. It might have been 3. I might be exaggerating, but either way, like Mandalay Bay, Bellagio, you're talking an hour.
Yep.
You know, not even including if they hassle you at the cage and demand a lookup tape and all sorts of other BS. So, anyways,
Yeah, we allowed players to keep $500 or lower chips from the top 5 casinos in Vegas because we had someone in Vegas every weekend. But other than that,
unless you're a pro, though,
it's really going to bite you in
don't
the
do
rear.
that. So, can we stop talking about that?
No,
I feel like you guys get the message there.
cash is king.
Let's go back to Tommy Highland just because that's exciting. So Tommy shows up, and first of all, a few things we did differently. Normally, we have a meal at kind of I don't call it a nice restaurant, but it's nicer than most card counters would probably spend. Not comped, by the way.
We could say it's not in a casino, so that instantly makes it
It's not a
feel
casino, so it's basically
nicer.
a 10 out of 10. And we pay for it. But this time, we rented a house, and we had the boot camp at a house, which was kind of cool.
Yeah, we'll talk about that.
And we had lunch at the house, too. So I grilled steak for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And I want to say that I grilled Tommy Highland a steak, and he said I was a good cook.
Yeah.
And he had 2 steaks. And that's not even including the salad that I made from the mix.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I was wondering, I guess it's hard to know what people are expecting and what people are wanting. But, man, I told you this. I'd have steaks and salad over carbs galore 7 days a week.
Well, I felt like you really liked that steak in particular. I don't know what the thing was. This
No,
was
that was great.
I think that was Costco's sirloin steak, by the way, for those that are interested out there.
Yeah.
And wanna
And what'd you season it with? Salt, pepper?
a little salt and pepper and actually a little olive oil.
Okay.
So pretty basic, but so Tommy shows up at our boot camp, and first of all, him just showing up like feels awesome.
Yeah.
And he's this time we're going to be pumping out some graphics. I took some pictures of him speaking, which is a bit of a finicky thing because I got to make sure all the faces are blurry and all that kind of stuff. But he had some one-liners.
Yeah.
That just blew my mind.
It's funny because we've had some success playing blackjack. I think that's fair to say. But there's something about when I talk to someone else that's had success that I'm inspired again. Like, oh yeah, that's right.
Totally.
You can really do well at this game. And every time I hear Tommy talk, it's like a boost of confidence. What we're teaching people, what we've done is legit. It's not a fluke.
And you know what I think is cool? I actually think that in a way, and I only say this not because I think we're awesome, but because he said this, and I know this is how this works. I think we boost his confidence. You know, there's this cool story. While he was eating the steak that I cooked with salt and pepper and olive oil, that he was asking. He goes, "Hey, do you guys have any like cool success stories coming out of Blackjack Apprenticeship?" And I said, "Well, there's this guy here actually at the boot camp that was doing some work for us, some filming and photo work, and I'm just going to call this guy Bubble Tea. This is going to be his nickname because I don't want to use his real name in it, and he wouldn't want us to use his real name because he's very active. Bubble Tea might be a little silly, but we'll just go with it. So he said, "Is there anyone that's been successful?" And I said, "Yeah, there's this guy Bubble Tea here." And you would love him, Tommy. So I make the introduction. I go, "Tommy, this is Bubble Tea. Bubble Tea, this is Tommy." Bubble Tea has been playing for this last year. He's won way, way more than six figures. So when I say six figures, I mean not seven figures, but not 100K either, like higher, six figures. And he started with like 10K. Maybe it was 8K.
Yeah.
And that was in a year. And he's been backed off of hundreds of casinos.
And what he told me is that all he's used is our video course, basically.
Yeah. Well, this guy came to a boot camp. That's what launched him a year and a half ago. And you know what Tommy says? Tommy goes, "Man, I love hearing stories like that show that this style of play still works."
Yep.
The style of just go for it. You don't need to be too fancy. You don't need to be counting a million side cards. You don't need to be even wearing disguises. You can just play good old-fashioned, high-low, card-counting blackjack.
Yeah, it's tough in the AP world. The reason that so many people are skeptical that it works is because no one will talk about it. You know? Even, I feel like a lot of the podcast interviews we've done, people talk about it in past tense because they don't want people to know that they still play. And so it sounds like, oh, well, something that you could do back in the day. Tommy has... been pretty truthful that he still does it. He's done it for 30 plus years, but it's hard to get those success stories out there because no one wants to tell anyone that they're actually doing it.
No, this stuff was baller. I want to share. I'm going to be doing it off memory here, but it shouldn't be too hard. I'm going to share a few of our these one-liner graphics that I made. That these are like little just sound bites that Tommy said. First of all, if you can picture it, he was drinking a Blue Moon while saying all this. So you got to picture a beer in his hand. He's just kind of relaxed. We're in a big living room. He's talking. There's probably 15, 20 people, including us, I suppose. Yeah, 20 people in this kind of Vegas house. And he goes, "I remember when I had $1,000 when I first started off," or something like that. Yeah. And then he goes, there's another one-liner where he goes, "I remember when there was one casino in Atlantic City."
Oh, man.
And then he goes, in that first, was it 3 or 4 months? He goes, in the first 3 or 4 months, we went from having 16K to 100K.
Yep.
And this is, you guys should know this already, but this is, this is the first member of the Blackjack Hall of Fame. This is a guy who's run one of the largest teams in history and done everything, I feel like, but written books. I don't think he's written much or published much. He just kind of does it. He doesn't talk about it.
Yep. No, he's incredibly humble, which I appreciate. It seems like people, if they're humble about it, they won't talk about it, or if they'll talk about it, all they want to do is brag about it. But Tommy's, it's been, obviously an honor, but it's actually been really fun and exciting. I feel like added a lot to at least in my experience, having him come share.
Yeah, no, it's cool. So I don't know. There's a lot else we could say about the boot camp. This was probably so we did an advanced boot camp, and this. Well, first of all, with the boot camp, there's this thing that kind of frustrates me. I talk to this guy, and we make some phone calls sometimes if people are on the fence or just want to. If you don't sign up on the website, Colin and I don't mind talking to people on the phone and telling them what the boot camp's about. And this guy was like, "What is this? I already know how to count. I don't need this thing." And I was like, "Well, okay, but for what is it? $1,500? You know, if you learn the way card counting works, you guys, and this isn't self-promotion necessarily, but it does work in our best interests in this way. If you learn one or two things that make you change your EV slightly and you're interested in taking blackjack seriously, it doesn't take much to recoup a $1,500 investment.
Yeah. You know, if I were honest, I would have been that guy too.
Yeah, sure.
When we were playing, I would have thought, hey, that's $1,500 in my bankroll. But can you imagine? One of the things I tell people is like it cost us probably millions learning these things because of stupid mistakes
and time. I mean, like one of the things that I was thinking was cool was if you take our course, I think if you decide to read books, you know, it could take you 6 months just to read and digest the material versus taking the video course and showing up to boot camp. But anyways, this isn't a boot camp promotion necessarily. But this guy, the point of what I was getting at was he was saying, "Oh, how do I know that's worth my money?" And I said, "Listen, there's one lecture in particular where if you'll show up to it, I guarantee you could easily make 2 or 3 times." And I was kind of even under exaggerating. You should expect to walk away making 2 or 3 times the amount of money just from the principles you learn in this one 45-minute lecture.
Yeah.
And he like looks at me. This is over the phone, by the way, so I don't know if he looks at me. But I could just tell he thinks I'm like crazy, like I'm selling an infomercial thing. And what's cool is I love showing up at a boot camp, having this particular lecture among the other lectures, and just watching it happen. You can see it in people's eyes. People are like, "Oh my gosh, I never thought of the game this way." Mm-hmm. And it's not like, I don't know, it's not like tips and tricks and top secret stuff. It's just, I don't know.
It's the way that we spent 6 years figuring out how to think about the game to train our team to be more efficient, to make more money.
Yeah.
There's 2 things that when I'm on the phone with people and they're on the fence, there's 2 reasons why I'm hoping they show up. One is because at every boot camp, there are people that say they're card counters and they're how do I put it? They don't have winning games. And that's really sad or scary. Because it's been every boot camp. There's somebody, worse yet, I think probably half a dozen times we've had people that they want to talk on the phone. I talk to them and I'm asking them some questions. Pretty quickly I figure out they don't have a winning game, but they tell me how much they've been winning. And I say, listen, the best thing you could do is stop playing and get trained properly. And like I said, probably half a dozen times there have been those people, they don't listen to my advice, and I hear back from them 6 months, a year and a half later, and they've lost all their money. It just sucks. Yeah. I don't want their money going to the casino. The second reason is because I have yet to deal to a player, and I mean a professional. I mean bubble tea. There's probably about a person or 2 per boot camp that show up, and I feel like they have a winning game, but there is yet to be a person who I've not found a flaw in their game. And when I say a flaw, I don't mean like they're not making money, but I mean something that could be costing them, 10% of their edge, which could cost them thousands of dollars a month. And it's like exciting for me to help people actually solve those things, because you're going to get backed off just as much if you are making a few mistakes or not. If you're a professional and you're changing your bets, why not take every penny you can while you're doing it, rather than leaving thousands of dollars on the tables? So anyway, that's my soapbox.
So I want to do a quick shout out to Steve, because we had a few special guests at this boot camp. Steve from the American Casino Guide, who wrote this book that both Colin and I started reading maybe about 12 years ago. It's not the type of book you read cover to cover, but this is like before Well, this is before Casino 411, first of all.
Oh, yeah.
And this is before the websites were like super accessible. You would just buy a book and it had the casinos in it. So he came to our boot camp, which was cool, and he brought his son. And Matt, if you're out there, I hope you learned basic strategy by now. Because if I had a nickel for every person that told me that they know most of basic strategy, I would punch myself in the face. And that was kind of cool. So there should be a little video, I guess, he's doing about...
Yep.
That'll be nice because he did some footage from the boot camp without people's faces and said that he's going to make a video, which feels like it will be good for us, I hope.
We'll see.
We'll see. Is any press?
But yeah,
he's
become a friend. I think I reached out to him 4 or 5 years ago, and I don't remember why, but I sent him an email for some reason. And then it turned into, when he was in Seattle, he did an interview of me, and we've kept in touch ever since. I gave him a little bit of advice with creating an app because we had done it. And then I think I don't remember who contacted who, but it was like, hey, we're going to be in Vegas at the same time. And so he asked if he could film it, and I said, yeah, that'd be great. And we let his son attend and get some card counting training, hopefully.
So we got about 5 minutes. We need to cover 2 very important topics. One is we filmed a new edition of the video course.
Oh, yeah.
In a garage.
Yep. So
which,
we did
believe it or not, is a huge upgrade from my basement, which is where the last one was filmed. And Colin has been bugging me now. I say bugging, but that sounds a little derogatory because Colin is really... He represents the card counter out there that doesn't want to watch a video course filmed in my basement with kids tromping on the floor above and me sounding like I have the flu.
Yeah.
Bird flu.
Every time I get an email that says how grainy the video course is and that losing isn't spelled loosing, I die a little bit inside.
So we filmed it, and I think it looks great. And there's a special guest star in this new video course, which is, you guessed it, Colin is actually in this video course. And Colin reminded me, I didn't even know this, because I guess when we filmed the last one, Colin wouldn't be in the video course because he was still playing Blackjack.
And when we say the video course, we mean the first, 5 or 6 sections.
Yeah, it's really that is the course that started it all.
And then we've got 50 other videos that are...
There's a ton of other videos that we consider
advanced.
Bonus, more advanced, other content that we've just released over the years. But
if
all started...
If this were a book, it would be...
Yes. If you want to know how to count cards, you really need to watch this first series of videos. What is it? 40 videos?
Yeah, 35 something.
35 videos. Some of them are just 5 minutes long. And I think total footage, it should be about 2.5 hours. And then you could spend the rest of your life watching other videos.
But I was diametrically opposed to showing my face or giving my name on the website that first couple of years, because this was Blackjack Apprenticeship was some harebrained business idea that Ben had. And we had a buddy, John, what do you go by? The Hit. John, a.k.a. The Hit. And he was on our Blackjack team and was also getting into video production. And so they had this idea of filming some videos. It was basically our team's training material. Filming it, putting it on the interweb, and I was making way too much money to do that. You know when I actually gave my name away?
No.
It was our first podcast. And John, a.k.a. The Hit, says, we're here with Ben and Colin. And I was like, okay, that's fine.
There's been no turning back. That was your burning the ships.
Yeah.
But anyways, the new video course will come out. It'll be cool. It'll be higher quality, and we think it's a worthwhile investment. It took us a while to get to.
Because it's going to have me in it.
That is better. And honestly, you guys, it's kind of not as motivating to be pumping out new material because, first of all, I think it's still the best video course out there, the old one with me in a basement with a cold.
As far as content.
And second of all, because there's just so many other projects we want to work on that are all really valuable with Blackjack Apprenticeship. So it's hard to prioritize, but we got it done. And it should be out. When should it be out?
Let's
sometime.
Say the end of February.
The end of February. Wow, that's aggressive. Okay, end of February. But let's get on to this last thing for this last 2 or 3 minutes. Vegas top 10. Colin and I have been hanging out in Vegas now for a number of years, and we feel like we've arrived at enough enjoyment and pleasure from some establishments to be able to wholeheartedly recommend them that you at least think about trying them. That's safe, right, to say that?
Sure.
So, number one, and this should be a dead giveaway, but I just want to get it out there. In-N-Out Burger. Okay?
Yeah.
You might be...
If you're not a vegetarian, it's a must.
Even if you are a vegetarian. It doesn't even matter.
Get the animal
you
style
could just
fries.
their tomatoes are probably going to be the best tomatoes in all of Vegas. The animal style fries. And if you're one of those people that is saying, like, Five Guys is better, you're wrong. And when you come to Vegas, there's a few things about In-N-Out you should know. One is it's cheap.
Yeah.
Okay, that's great.
Well, it's not apples to apples comparing it to Five Guys. Five Guys is a $7 burger. In-N-Out is it
they don't even
$2.50.
have milkshakes. I mean, there's a whole... Let's not go down that route, because that's like talking about other multiple accounting systems. Just go with high-low right now. Just go with In-N-Out right now.
Hey, I'm a Five Guys lover.
Well,
but
aren't we all?
It's not the same category.
Aren't we all? But when you go to Vegas, here's the other thing I like about it is you could be almost anywhere in Vegas, and you know that feeling that you get when the casino is just barking up your, and you're feeling oppressed, you're feeling paranoid. You're like, you know what? I just want to be able to relax and not be sitting at a buffet wondering if I'm being watched by surveillance. And, and there's nothing more calming for me than to walk into In-N-Out, any In-N-Out, by the way. There's like 5 of them. They're close by, and feeling the soft glow of the fluorescent lights with the bright red palm trees. They all feel the same. It's like coming home.
They all have the palm trees in an X.
Yeah, well, outside.
X marks the spot.
But it's like coming home, and they're all the same.
Do you think that they make them intentionally small to make it feel more exciting?
Oh, the In-N-Out?
Yeah, because they're always packed. It's like
They're always
can't get seating. Why don't they make them a little bit bigger? I think it's intentional.
That's a conspiracy theory. But the official recommendation for In-N-Out is a double-double, animal style, extra pickles. That's BJA management recommendation. Colin,
that's basic strategy. I've been deviating and going with the 3x3.
Yeah, that's a very strong deviation. And Colin will do his with no tomatoes, which I personally don't use that deviation. And you could also do protein style, which I always get the first one with the bun, and then as the trip goes on, I will, get the lettuce wrapper instead of...
It might feel like we just started using a different language, but just trust us. If you need to write it down, write it down. Double, animal style, extra pickles, with or without tomato.
So let's mention 2 other places, okay? If you're in Vegas, check out these 2 places. One is Red Rocks.
Yeah.
Red Rock. What's it? What is it?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever.
30-minute drive.
30-minute drive, blow your mind.
Yeah.
$6. Nothing will make you feel like you're further away from the strip.
So not Red Rock Casino.
No. These are, by the way, this top 10 list that we're going to publish in a blog post at some point is all non-casino stuff, because you know the casino stuff.
Red Rock Canyon. State Park.
And just talk to the ranger person, take a hike, just get out there. It's a 30-minute drive. When your mind is buzzing with +1, -1s, and you're seeing cars and slot machines and you can't sleep.
Yeah. I first checked this out with my wife when I trained her to be a gorilla BP for me, and we just needed to get away and just spent 2 hours hiking around, and it was otherworldly.
It is. It's really beautiful. It's like world-class national park feel, but it's not a national park. I think it's a state park. And like I said, 30 minutes from the strip. And finally, and this is a controversial one in the management here, but is Bamboo bubble tea in Chinatown.
Bamboo with a U. At
BAMBU.
With dots over the U.
Now, the reason why I'm recommending this, I don't know if you're into bubble tea. Bubble tea is a 3-dimensional drink that originated in Taiwan. We just found this out. Which means it's got some... it's not for the faint of heart. In other words, if you want a Diet Coke, if you're that type, then just get your Diet Coke again out. But if you want an adventure, if you want a drink that you're going to remember a year later, something you're going to talk about, by the way, for less than $4, then go get some bubble tea. Take the kids, take the spouse.
Do you want to explain what bubble tea is?
I don't think I do.
Okay. Do you have any basic strategy?
Yes. Okay. So first of all, the number 1 is the Bamboo Special. It's got a lot of business going on in there. Mm-hmm. There's, like I said, it might be a more advanced move, but some of you guys are I think can handle it. Besides that, go for the milk tea smoothies with tapioca.
Man, we couldn't be any more different.
Well, you could
I
place
go
your
for the natural fruit smoothies.
That's not why you go to bubble tea place.
That's why I go to bubble tea places.
Well, I know.
You know what? You know why I go to bubble tea places?
Because you're with me.
Because you drag me to bubble tea places.
Yeah, but we're still talking about it, so it's actually remarkable. So, you know, if you want a vodka, then go to a casino.
Yeah.
If you want a Bud Light, go to a casino. If you want a bottled water or a Diet Coke, go to a casino. If you want to blow your mind with a bubble tea, go to Bamboo. Or there's actually a lot of places, but Bamboo is kind of fun.
They're not giving us money to say this.
No. So anyways,
should we do a few more?
Well, I just feel like we don't want to take too much thunder away from our blog post. We can mention a few in the next podcast.
People can actually check out the images on the blog
All right,
post.
Let's do one more because we need to end this on time. But what's the next one you're thinking of?
Well, there's the Korean barbecue.
Okay, we should mention that. Okay, so what was that place called?
Let's do Container Park too.
That's two. All right. Which one do you want to do?
I'll talk about Container Park.
Go for it.
I actually don't know a lot about it. I know that what's the Zappos guy? What's his name? Tony something.
I don't know how to pronounce his last name.
The Zappos guy.
I think.
He's been investing really heavily in downtown or old Vegas, trying to revitalize it a bit. And I don't know if he had Container Park built or not, but it's an entire kind of outdoor mall complex that's made out of shipping containers. Every store is made out of shipping containers. It has a giant sculpture from last year's Burning Man out front that this one
spews fire.
Yeah, this one spews fire from its antennae.
Praying mantis.
And it's got a whole bunch of shops, and it has like this massive playground area.
It's not like a mall, like a lame mall.
No,
like
it's got like cool hipster bars. It's got shaved ice places. It's got a sock shop.
I recommend the Shave Ice place because it's just high quality. They make their own natural stuff.
Yeah, it's got a fun little coffee shop, and then it's got.
I'm not done with the Shave Ice place.
Wow,
you got to get the coconut and raspberry puree on the snow. Carry on.
Yeah, raspberry, good choice. And then at the far end, it has like an outdoor music venue or live theater.
Free Wi-Fi outside too.
Free Wi-Fi. They have bands playing like every night. They had a jazz band one time, and then they had like a cover band or something.
So that's Container Park.
Yeah,
it's free. Parking might be like $1. Check it out. We're gonna finish strong with the Korean barbecue. The Korean barbecue is amazing. And full disclosure, I'm half Korean. Okay, I just want to get that out there.
You grew up on this stuff.
I grew up on this stuff. But when you want a celebration, this is where you go. And this place, Colin and I took Colin there last month.
I've been to Korean barbecue
last bootcamp.
3 times in my life. All 3 with you.
Once in high school, twice in Vegas. And I forget the name of the particular one we went to. It was right next to the Macy's home store. You should be able to find it in Chinatown. Just go to Yelp, Korean barbecue. There's actually 3 of them. But they're all going to be the same basic setup, where it's a huge bar, like a buffet of raw meat.
Yep.
Just straight up. A lot of it's marinated, but what you see is what you get. It's not.
If you're a card counter, you're okay with a little bit of risk.
Yeah. It's not deep fried. There's not crazy stuff. It's just awesome. And then you go back to your table and you grill it right on your freaking table. Yourself. So you can cook it however you want. And you can cook shrimp, chicken, steak, pork, teriyaki spicy.
Man, there was some sort of beef rib thing. What are those called? Beef short ribs?
Kalbi. Which is the beef short ribs. That's a basic strategy move.
Yeah.
The teriyaki chicken's a basic strategy move. You should be able to figure out. There's some things that will blow your mind. You'll see them and you'll be like, I can't believe that goes in people's mouths. Try at least 2 of those things. It'll make for the experience.
You got full fish, like the full
with the eyeballs, looking at you. And it's about $30 a person.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's cheap, but if you're looking like, let's say you're closing a bankroll that night, or you had a good night at the Bellagio.
Well, leave it towards the end of your trip, I would say, as just like a really fun celebratory way to end it, to have an experience you probably won't.
Interactive meal, usually doesn't require reservations. Check it out. We'll type more. So anyways, Thanks, guys. We're going to be talking more about our trip in Vegas on future podcasts, but we just wanted to wrap up the boot camp and share about some of the stuff that happened in Vegas. We'll be typing out the Vegas top 10 thing into a blog post that we're excited to share with you guys.
Yeah.
And besides that, if we haven't already, we hope to see you at a boot camp. It's just one of the best ways to hang out. Lately, Colin and I have been doing them together.
Yeah.
And it's always been at least one of us in every single boot camp, but we're kind of committed to just with this new perspective, helping every single person with wherever you're at getting to the next step of truth and growth that you can with whatever you're interested in with card counting. So that's kind of our goal. But thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time. This is Ben.
And Colin.
You can check out more at blackjackapprenticeship.com, where we have a full video training course and apps and casino directory and blog posts and all of that, and we'll catch you next time.